All right, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Taz of Pi, here with part 2 of We Hear, We Fear, Then Persevere. All right, in which I was going into the parable of Matthew chapter 7, beginning at verse 24. Dealing with the parable of the two builders, or as you see, the blue letter had dubbed it, subtitled it, The Two Foundations. So we covered the one of the wise, which covers Matthew chapter 24 through, 24 and 25. All right? And these are they who hear the words of the Lord, and they do their best to fulfill them, all right? They do their very best to fulfill the standards and live up to those standards of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, all right? And so, before we jump into this, just, a kind of brief explanation. The last video was interrupted. I don't know what happened. As I was doing the lesson, my car started up, so I figured somebody was in it. And then I looked. I heard it start. I'm sitting right by it, but I can't see inside of it. So I was, it started up, and then, I'm sitting there. Ain't touching nothing. I'm doing the lesson. And this is weird. This is why I don't like these new cars. I never had that happen when we were dealing with keys, actual physical keys. All right, all this electronic shit of Esau, that's just one more testimony to show that we got to get out of here. Now here it is, you pay all this money for these piece of shit vehicles, and then they can cut them off whenever they get ready. They can start them whenever they get ready. They're ushering in a world to where you don't have any say-so about anything. And for the most part, the people here in Babylon are heads over heels about this. All right, because he's going to present it, those powers that be is going to present this loss of freedoms as everything wonderful in the world. This is all you've been waiting for your whole life. Come on and get you some. And anytime they give you anything, trust me, it's not for your best benefit. All right? They don't even give you water. So you think they're going to give you something technologically that is going to be for your benefit? And you can look at it, it's just that simple. You don't even have to be a kindergarten. You could explain this to a 5-year-old and they'll get it. So what's wrong with you people, man? Disconnected from your own logic, the logic that Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai gave you. Disconnected from reason. But anyway, this is what we're talking about here. And this is going into the foolish builder. All right, Matthew chapter 7, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. Yeah, that's foolish. To build a house on sand. So would you ask, well, who would do that? Because if you just ask people, even people that don't know nothing about building, And you just present them, would you prefer a house built on the rock or a house built on the sand? And every time they're going to say the rock. Every time, women, children, and especially men, they're going to say, I want my house built on the rock. So this man here in this parable can't be as foolish as to think a house on sand is going to stand. He can't be that foolish. So here's the thing, and that's why this is a parable, because we all can relate to building. And we all know we would prefer a house on the rock. Everyone would prefer a house on the rock. So you have to ask yourself, why would this man do this foolish thing? Right, because he's playing around. He's like, as the title of this lesson is, we hear, we fear, we persevere. Well, maybe he heard and didn't fear. Maybe he heard and put it off. And procrastinated to the point came to where, see, when you build a house on the sand, you hurrying up. You just trying to throw something together. Because no one plans to build a house on sand. You do that because you've really just mismanaged either resources or time, or either both. So how does that look in this truth? Again, a man that he's hearing, but he's procrastinating. Maybe he hearing doesn't want to believe. And I'm not saying period, but you have those who hear Great Millstone, but then they pick and choose what parts they like. Oh, I don't like that right part. I'm going to kick that right part out, and I'm going to keep everything else. That Mark of the Beast is right, you know, and Cornelius is right, but that force thing, I just can't get with that. Or maybe they can get with everything else but the Mark of the Beast, or whatever it may be that they have an issue with. And that's just one scenario. All right? Because here's the thing. That's what the Lord said. They that heareth these sayings of mine, his sayings, and doeth them. So what does that imply? That's saying that you got to have the doctrine correct. You can't do what the Lord say if you don't understand or believe what he says. Because like I say, if he's telling you the MOTB is a micro CHIP, and you say, no, that ain't it, well, then that's going to lead you to rebel. And that's why the Lord said, hear these sayings of his and doeth them. Scripture say, be careful how thou hearest. Okay? But right, you got to hear it right to be in obedience. Because if I hear take 2 right turns and then a left, or if I'm told take 2 right turns and then a left, but I end up taking 2 left turns and then a right, did I obey? But I did what I thought was right. What I thought was right, but I'm dead wrong. I did not obey. All right? And so that's what you have to understand, that you have to get it right in order to obey. Meaning the doctrine, the gospel. So here we go again, Matthew 7:26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. Right. So I say maybe he procrastinated. Maybe he don't believe the 100% truth that was given from on high. You know? And then maybe he just, a shiftless. Sorry, because you got that, or you had that in Great Millstone. We had that in our camp. Just shiftless, lazy, sorry niggas. Of course, they not there no more. But then you just got those types who don't want to get their hands dirty. All right? And then I'm reminded of the three little pigs. All right? The one house was straw. You know, he threw that shit up quick so he can go and have fun. Or hay, the first was hay. Then the second was straw or sticks. And he threw that up fairly quick. And then the first two, they went and played and fucked around. Having fun, dancing, chilling, cracking jokes. Like mocking the other brother that's working hard, putting in that diligent work. They mocking him, laughing. Ah, look at you, man. You still working on that house? We've been through days ago. Look at you. Right, but he's taking his time to correctly build. And we all know the story. All right. The third, the third who put in the work, his diligence paid off. All right. And so as you look at IUIC, that's the hay and straw camp. They do all the jet setting. They talk about, look at them bummy niggas. You know, they in the world. They having fun, mocking us. All right, they represent those, and I'm saying pigs for the sake of the story. All right, because that's the story. Three little lambs, I don't care. But the story is the point that I'm making. And here we are. We got our nose to the grindstone, plowing, all right, pulling that plow, defending the gospel. And then here they are laughing. Y'all the bum camp. Y'all them bums. But guess what? A storm is coming. A storm in which I know that house of IUIC cannot withstand. Neither can the house of ISUPK, HOI, and them other alphabet Israelites. They're not ready. All right, and this is my message to you. Don't waste this time. Do not waste this time. It said, verse 27, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. Right, because you done made this big spectacle. Now everybody see you. Yo, look at us. We doing it the right way. Look at us. We matching. You see how we matching? So you done made all this spectacle before the whole world. You up there, you fucking with up there with the Knicks. I forget the nigga name. Y'all just everywhere. Everywhere you ain't supposed to be. And where you supposed to be, you ain't. On the highways and byways. Just all over the world. Trying to be seen, and for what? You don't have substance. There's nothing worse than somebody want to be seen or claiming to be something that they're not. But that's why I say great is the fall of it, because we done seen y'all prop yourself up, build yourself up, and elevate yourself as you the only one the Lord dealing with. General Yohanan went so far to say all Israel got to go through him. So when these guys fall, oh boy, it's going to be a great fall. And I will be laughing, mocking, celebrating. All right? That's what the Lord said to do. A man can't finish building all that seeing. When you go into that other parable of the building the tower, it said all that seeing him not finished begin to mock and scoff. All right? But then I had a precept, St. John 15, and we'll close out. So when we go to St. John 15 and 22, it says here, this is Yahweh Shai again, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. Now you see how that works? Whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them or doeth them not. And so here's the point that we've all heard. But the Lord say, if I had not come and spoken unto them, but he did. And we know this from the parable of Matthew chapter 7. It says they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. Because not only did Yahushua come, but he sent his prophets out in the last days. And he sent his disciples after he left in his time. After he went on to glory, he set up his disciples to be apostles and to go forth and to bring that gospel, that glorious gospel, all right, which is the lot that we come in today. We bring this glorious gospel, all right? And for those who hear and believe, you got to do it. You got to do as the apostles say, all right? And that's I'm going to end it right there, man. I pray that you all were edified. Much love. Until the next one. Shalom.